I want to welcome back in Vince Carter, Kendrick Perkins. Guys, I want to start with you, Vince. What is your reaction to hearing the latest news on James Harden?
Well, when I first heard about it, I was like, again? I was like, or is this the same, the
Right.
original one? So, I mean, I know he doesn't want to be there, and, he's doing everything he can to get moved, but Perk has said this for a long time now, is Houston Rockets have the keys, and they could do with him what they want. And another thing that he said, that they don't have to move him to the team that he wants to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So with all of the back and forth and not showing up and going here and going there, they can send you wherever they want to send you and just deal with the consequences. Or, if he doesn't show up to practices, the games, and they play, they're going to continue playing with or without him. So he has to realize, I think if he wants to get moved, he just needs to just do what he needs to do. And I don't want to use the word model citizen, but just come to work, be the James Harden we all know, and increase his value so they'll move and cooperate with him. But right now, I don't see Houston cooperating with him, particularly if they don't get anything of value that it comes close to what he brings to the table.
Yeah, and Vince, Rachel, look, Vince is letting them off the hook pretty easy. This is bad. This is not good for several reasons. And one of those reasons is that, one, if you're trying to get moved, like Vince said, then you have to be a professional, because not only do the Rockets have the keys and they don't have to trade you, but it's a turnoff to other organizations, because I've been hearing from multiple GMs that they're scared of trading for James Harden, and it has nothing to do with his own court. What he does on the court is what he does off the court, and they're scared that if they trade him, that he's going to be a bad example in the locker room because of things like this. And here's another thing that makes me so mad about this. And I love James as a person, but he is burning down the bridge for the younger generation. It's guys like Barkley, Magic, Michael Jordan, all these guys who paved the way for guys like James Harden to be making hundreds of millions of dollars. And right now, the way that James is acting, he's acting selfish, because for the simple fact, they have a younger generation that's coming up. And what's going to happen is the owners are going to go to the CBA when it's time to negotiate, and they're going to say, you know what, we got to discuss things like this. And you don't want to do that. You want to keep making it easier for the next generation of kids to be able to get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. So right now, I don't approve of anything that James is doing. And I saw his Instagram post. We're not trying to drag his name through the mud. He's creating these problems himself. We just have to address it.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, I want to stress, the NBA in general, there's no morality thing here about its players going to strip clubs, because gosh, guys, that's been happening for quite a long time. It's right now in coronavirus. It's the same issue with, exactly, you've heard that once or twice, Vince. It's the same issue with Lou Williams. There was no morality judgment about, oh man, he was in a strip club. You cannot be in a place with lots of people right now. You just can't. It puts your teammates in jeopardy. It puts the rest of the league in jeopardy. It goes back to the selfishness that you're talking about. And that's often also really the issue here with the fact that he tested positive before. He's already been through all of this. I understand that for players who have tested positive, and I've heard this from other players around the league saying, well, I have antibodies now. Why do I have to be so limited in my personal life? Shouldn't that just apply to the people who haven't had it yet? It doesn't work like that. You have to think of the whole, not just of yourself. And that is what the NBA may be telling him in terms of a fine or a suspension later today. Yep.
And Rachel, I think these guys in general have to understand is that how disappointed will they be, or would they be, if all of a sudden Adam Silver and the NBA come out and say they have to cancel the rest of the season because of this situation, or so many guys have had, and now that everybody's in an uproar and you're going to start pointing fingers, and they did an unbelievable job in the bubble of not one issue with this. So now you're going to need everybody to buy in and show some discipline. And like you say, it's just not about just you, because it's the bigger picture. Because if they shut the NBA down again, everybody's going to be in an uproar.
Yeah.
So they got to think about that as well.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.